I already got it for you. I know exactly where it is. I know
Okay.
what street we on.
Okay.
Every seed, bearing plant, and every.
I need that tonight.
Mm.
You come with me to Uzbekistan.
Jeez Almighty.
This is Moray Robert B. Holman Jr.
What? Man, I wish you would have did that. That would have been hilarious.
Well, I just did it. We are live.
We ain't live.
We are live. This
Joe
is Moray.
Honey, are we live? Are you serious? Wait a minute, hold on.
We are live.
Oh my gosh.
This is Moray Robert B. Holman Jr.
And Moray Sean Appleton.
And this is Hebrews in Exile.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I caught him sleeping.
Yes, you did. Yes,
I caught
you
him.
did.
I caught him sleeping.
Oh my goodness.
I caught him sleeping.
Elder statesman,
Hey.
published author,
Hey.
the Honorable Robert B. Holman Jr.
Hey. That would be me.
Yes. We got to get our dignitary introductions set. We're going to be doing a lot of dignitary introductions here.
That would be me.
How are you, sir?
I am happy. If I were across the street in the church and this was Wednesday night Bible study,
Uh-huh.
I would have them to start with my song, I'm so happy, I'm so happy, I'm so happy, Yah's a friend of mine. I'm so happy that Yahweh is a friend of mine. Now,
Yes, sir.
there is a lot to be excited about.
Yeah.
But we're probably going to dance through a lot of places tonight as we talk.
All right.
There is something that really has been principle on my mind for the last few days. And I can take a political jump into the political pool, which I'm not going to do. But I want to talk about something that I think is remiss amongst not only us, but the whole religious conundrum of things.
Okay. Do tell.
We spend a lot of time talking about how to save the soul,
Okay.
and no time about how to save the house, the body.
Yes.
I'm beginning. It's taken me a minute to get here
Okay.
because I, like a lot of people, fly on the seat of these words. This is the way I've always done it, and it's really not hurting me.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have a need to go down this road of called eating healthy. But I want to deal with. I want to talk. I think I want to talk about that tonight.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like probably.
I think I want to talk about
Okay.
that tonight.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, I need a scripture text.
Yes. Yes. And that text that you tasked me to give you can be found in Bereshit, chapter number 1.
Genesis chapter number 1.
Yep. Verse 29.
Verse 29. Chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
Verse 29. What? Read.
You're really catching me off guard with a lot of stuff here tonight.
Read.
I'm waiting for my phone to come up because I got that free version. You know what? Let me do it right up off over here. I'm going to grab this here. Let me have that. All right. And now I got to get my reading spectacles on.
Now you want the hard copy.
Yeah, now I want the hard copy.
Okay.
Bereshit chapter 1, verse, 29. But I want to back up actually to 27.
Now we're gonna this. I want to talk about not just the salvation of the soul, or the salvation of the human being. I want to talk about the salvation of the house, the body, the physical structure that the Most High has given to us, and the mechanism that He's given to us to keep it in good repair.
Yes.
Which we've overlooked.
Right. And great detail.
Read.
27. And we're going to build up to 29. It says, so, Eye Asher Eye,
Yeah.
created mankind in his own image. In the image of Yah, Eye Asher Eye, he created them. Male and female, he created them. Yahweh blessed them. Yahweh said to them, be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea, the birds in the air, and every living creature that crawls on the earth. Then Eye Asher Eye said, here, throughout the whole earth, I'm giving you as food.
Underscore that. I'm giving you as food. Wait. I'm giving you as food. Now, there's. I want to stop there, pause there for a minute. Because we read this text, and I declare to you that a multiplicity of us, many of us, and probably all the pastors, that pastory people that have read this, never teach this, they run right by it and don't realize the significant importance of it. Talking to you and being in your presence and watching your journey, you transition to this particular text. I'm giving you as food. What is he giving us as food?
As food, text reads specifically, I'm giving you as food every seed-bearing plant. I want to underscore seed-bearing, because if it don't have a seed, then there's a problem. Every seed-bearing plant, it's in the ground, and every tree with seed-bearing fruit. and to every wild animal, bird in the air, and creature crawling on the earth, in which there is a living soul, I am giving as food every kind of green plant. And that is how it was. Yah saw everything that he had made, and indeed it was very good. I got to stop here for a second. I got to get on my soapbox. You got to allow me to do this.
Go. I mean,
It says in 31, Eye Asher Eye saw everything that he had made, and indeed it was very good. How I looked at these last two words when it says very good, I said, why is it very good? Why is it that the Most High saw it and said it was very good? We have precedent that's set within, even going on the heels of our last conversation that we had last week in our podcast about discussing what is good and what is righteous. Let me use an analogy here. You built things, right? What have you built? Have you built something?
I've built a lot of things.
And when you got done building it, you said,
I looked at it and I said this is good.
This is good.
Yeah.
And the reason you said it's good is because how you designed it, it's working like you designed it for it to work. That's how we define it as good. So when we say, okay, after this particular day, the Most High saw, let's say on the fourth day, he made the luminaries in the sky and he said it was very good. Why? Because those luminaries do not break the laws that have been assigned to it. That's when the Most High says it's good, because it follows exactly what the Most High asked for it to do. And here he says he looked at everything that he had made and it was very good. So everything that the Most High had made at that particular time followed to a T the mitzvos that had been assigned to it. Has the sun broke the mitzvot of transversing through that sky every single day, rising in the east and setting in the west? Not one time has it broken that law. Has it continued to give light like it is ordained in text? Yes. It gives off heat. It's a sign for our years. All of the things that it's supposed to have been, has been assigned to it, it's operating and has not broke that mitzvot one day in its existence. So I just need to reiterate that here, the Most High, say another analogy, you go in and you bought your Lexus.
I did.
You bought your Lexus.
Yep.
Maybe you probably asked the salesman and you said, hey, listen, this is a Lexus. What's the best gasoline to put in it?
Yep.
He probably told you, put the 90 or put the 89 in it, petrol. Why? Because that's what's going to make that thing run efficient. Same deal here. The Most High looked at his creation and said, what is the fuel that needs to be put in this piece of equipment that's going to make it run the most efficient? Every seed-bearing plant and every seed-bearing tree. Now, the astute among us might say, well, okay, when you get over there in the Vayikra, there's those laws on the dietary laws. And when we get into actually, okay, where the Most High allows us to eat meat. The Most High's original design for the body was plants.
Yep.
The Most High allows us to eat meat. But if you want to be in tune with, and again, my analogy with the car, you can go ahead and put in 89 or 90 in your car and that's going to run the efficient, but you can also put 87 in there too.
Yep.
But it won't run as efficiently as 89 or 90.
Nope.
Same deal. Yes, your body will run efficiently on meat and it's part of our diet. We can have that, whether or not in its specificity, but its original design was every seed-bearing plant and every seed-bearing tree.
Now, let's get back to the source. I'm giving you as food. I have arrived at a dear old age And at this dear old age that I have come to, I now realize that my youth was one that most young people are attuned to, where they feel that they are simply indestructible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to live, and you don't think that far out until it's looking you in the eyeball. My age is looking me in the eyeball,
Okay.
and I am. Well, my mom is 111 years old, and bless her soul, she's eating everything she wanted to eat. But I live in a different time where now we have to define really what food is.
Right.
And just because the text says every seed bearing and every plant bearing item I've given you as food, today that those items are contaminated because they violate a mitzvot. And I'm trying to find the mitzvot.
Okay.
I think it's in Leviticus, or I might be a number, where it talks about you are not to mix your seeds or your grains.
Oh, wow. Let me see if I can find
I was
that.
trying to find it. I couldn't remember where it was. If I had my hard copy, my hard copy book, it's all underlined in there, because he goes in there and he tells us, how we're not supposed to mix crossbreed or mix things. Now, here's the point, huh? Where? Leviticus 19.
Yeah, I know about the one about mixing linen and
Now-
wool together, but
Now, the thing about it is, let's go back and let's look at when the Most High created everything he created. He said that it was good and very good.
yes.
That meant that it did not need any additions to it. It was perfect in its origin.
Yes.
There it is. What text is that?
11?
What text is that? 19 and 19. Leviticus 19 and 19. Observe my regulations. Do not let your livestock mate with those of other kind. Don't sow your field with two different kinds of grain. Okay? Do not wear a garment of cloth made with two different kinds of thread.
Yeah.
So he's given us instructions in relationship to how he has created things. Okay? So we get back to chapter 1, and he defines food and seed-bearing plants. We now have seedless watermelon.
Right. Seedless grapes.
We have seedless grapes, and we have tangelos,
Yep.
and we have all of these
Clouts
fruits
Yep.
that have been
Mixed.
and been brought to us. And you say, well, they're not bad for us. I mean, what harm can a tangelo do? Well, I don't know.
Right.
It's mixed. What harm can a seedless watermelon do? Well, I don't know. What harm can seedless grapes do? They taste good, and I don't have to spit out grapes. Well, I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing the point with you as to whether or not they're good or bad. I'm arguing the point that they have violated the construct of the Most High that said that they were good.
Right.
Now, let's do a comparison because I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay.
You say, well, you're taking a long time getting here. Well, I'm going to be a minute.
Okay.
If you take a seedless grape,
Sure.
put it in your house with a non-seedless grape, which one you think is going to last the longest?
The seedless will last the longest.
The seedless will last the longest
Yeah.
because it has been corrupted.
That's right. Yeah, the seeded one will go bad first.
See, the thing about it is, I'm talking, I'm talking about food because I'm excited about a place that I said I would never go.
Yeah. Okay.
I
is
said that.
beautiful. Yeah.
I said that I'm never. I'm always going to eat meat. I'm never going to eat seeds and grains and vegetables as my main diet. I said I wasn't going to do that. Now I want you to keep this line this up.
Right.
Because like I said, I was never going to do this in terms of my diet. People are also saying I'm never going to be a Hebrew. I've always had it this way.
Okay.
Even though this Hebraic scripture way is truth, I'm never going to do that because I have a mixed theology over here that looks better,
Right.
feels better,
Right.
and acts better
Right.
than the original that the Most High said was full of the virtues that He's given us in Psalms 19.
So one could say that when you go across the street, that is a doctrine that's seedless
Yeah.
because it doesn't have the mitzvot in it. It doesn't have all of the things that make it good.
Make it good for
right.
you.
So it's like a seedless.
Yeah. And so, okay, so you have to work a little bit
Sure.
to eat it. You got to work a little bit to eat a watermelon that's got seeds. You got to put the seeds out.
That's right.
But then the seeds have purpose.
Right.
Because if you save the seeds and put the seeds in the ground, you can grow your own watermelon.
Yeah. There's plenty of them in it.
If you keep the seeds of the grapes, you can put them in the ground and you can grow your own grapes.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
If you put Torah in your soul and in your system, you can live forever.
Hey.
I told you I was, I'm on fire. I'm gonna take the words. I'm gonna take the words of the 56th president. I think the number. I think I got the number right. He came on stage last night. He said, "I'm on fire.
You said, yeah.
I'm on fire tonight because I'm realizing that while I'm spending time preaching and teaching people how to save their soul, we haven't spent time teaching people how to save their life.
Yeah, it's a very good point. Very good point. You are the construct of the human body is a piece of equipment. We've always said that. It's a piece of equipment that the Most High has supplanted a spirit inside of. You're running a piece of equipment. And hey, listen, if you go out and you using that piece of equipment, it's your job to take care of it. This body is not yours. You didn't make it.
Bring me that text back in Genesis, Bereshit 1 and
29?
29. Bring it back to me. Now, I want you to know, I've been listening. Somebody asked me, said, well, I've been trying to get you to get there for a long time. I'm glad you're finally there. I've been telling you this long time. Well, there comes a time you don't know why. You don't know the reasons why. Eating right is tantamount to your physical body. You don't know why.
Right.
And until you know why, and until you understand what is contributing to the multiplicity of ailments that we have and how to fix them, you don't you continue in the path of the way it's always been.
Right.
I get sick. I go to the doctor. The doctor diagnoses my sickness. He gives me a pill.
Right.
Did you ever stop to think that the pill is not healing your body? It's only masking the illness to
right.
make you feel better.
Right. It's not getting rid of it. Yeah. It's making it tolerable so you can.
Did you know that the New Testament is only masking the issue, but it's not going to give you eternal life?
Great point. Awesome point. Wow.
But we've always done it this way. My grandma did it this way. My grandpa did it this way. I mean, Jesus is my doctor. No, he's not. No, he's not.
I was since you going across the street, I was gonna say that. Address these folks that sit there, because you were in it for, or both of us were in it for a long time. Hey, the sheet came down. I can eat anything that I want to, as long as I pray over it. Because we've had this conversation before. As long as I pray over my food, now I'm good.
Now let's take that.
Okay.
Let's take that text in, where is it, in Peter, I think it is, or I forget now where it is. I have to look it up to find out where it is. But let's take that text that giving thanks and prayer and all things makes it holy or makes it right. No, it does not.
Right.
Because the writer of that particular text was talking to individuals who knew what food was.
Right.
He didn't have to explain it.
Exactly. And the Most High is not going to sit there and honor something and say, hey, this is the way that I have ordained food to be, and then you go ahead and violate it and say, well, bless it. No, I'm not.
You don't wonder why. You wonder why I'm excited. I'm excited because it's like a Christian being baptized. They come, oh, he's excited. I got to go tell everybody. I accepted Jesus tonight. No, my excitement is over the fact that I realize now how important eating good food that the Most High has defined is better for my body, my mind, and my physicality of being able to function, because a sick body cannot do anything for the Most High.
That's right. I mean, it's as a reflection for myself, it's getting back to that organic state, the closer, a whole vibrational level, getting closer back to the Most High, the way He had designed the body to function. And oftentimes we try to make excuses for things that we want to do just because we want to do them, but at the same time we have to understand, and it's one thing that's tantamount to me, is understanding that this body, like I said before, is not mine. I didn't design it. The very same thing that is designed to go into it, you were made from what? The dust of the ground. You were made from
from the dust.
Right. So the things that are made to heal it
come from
the ground.
The same place that you're made from.
Right. So why would I contaminate it with something other than that?
I have been listening to a doctor. First of all, I was confronted by a doctor out of Africa. I forget now what part of Africa. But he told me, he said, you have eaten all the meat that you need to eat for the rest of your life. And I'm going, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He says, but let me tell you what you're doing to your body and why it is you have this ailment, and this ailment, all of which will kill you.
Yeah.
Next question. Do you want to live or do you want to die?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he gave me some books to go read. So I need you to go read these books. And I went and got the books, and I ordered them. They were too thick for me to want to read.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the audios, and I'm listening to the audios.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm listening to the audios, now we know that for our people, if you put it in a book, they ain't gonna
read it.
They ain't gonna read it. And it wasn't that I wouldn't have read the book.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that, number one, the book was too thick for me to want to read.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to take me too long to read it. And since it was in an audio file, I could go get it and read it. Now, here's the thing, people. Listen. I told you, I'm going to go back to my earlier statement. In this culture that's called religion, of which Hebrew Israel is not a religion, it is a way of life. We spend time in trying to save people from going someplace that doesn't exist,
Mm-hmm.
and or to bring them the message of salvation. But I'm going to say this to you.
Mm-hmm.
The message of salvation is incomplete without including the Father's dietary program.
Absolutely. I agree. Totally agree.
I'm going to say it again. The message of salvation is incomplete without including the Father's dietary program. Now, I'm an octogenarian, and I'm just now coming to that realization.
Mm. I got 2 points over here. Come on.
But it's better late than never.
Right. 2 points.
2 points.
2 points. I was talking, and I've made mention of this before while we've been on the podcast. Me and my brother talk about this a lot. Just a point of fact. Eating is so tantamount, and diet is so tantamount, that if, again, you go back and you look at how the Most High said,
Oh, I know where you're going.
yeah, I know.
I know where you're going. Come on.
He said, listen, I'm giving you every seed-bearing plant and every seed-bearing tree in this garden to eat, but don't eat from that one. The very advent of what we call, quote unquote, sin entering the world came through the act of eating something that you weren't supposed to eat at the end of the day. The very first command, or one of the very first commands, because it was be fruitful and multiply to mankind. But for those two individuals in the garden, hey, listen, stay away from that tree. And they disobeyed, and this is where we are right now. But here comes my second point. Pull up Daniel. Let's go to Daniel.
Yeah.
Daniel chapter 1, and we're going to read verses 1 through 9.
Yeah.
We're going to go out loud.
Yeah,
because we
yeah.
need to see.
Read!
Yeah, we need to see how our patriarchs and matriarchs conducted themselves even in exile. Daniel chapter 1, verse 1. It says, in the 3rd year of the reign of Yochanan, the king of Yehuda, Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babel, came to Jerusalem and laid siege to it. Then Aya handed Yochanan, the king of Yehuda, over to him, along with some of the articles from the house of Yahweh. He took them to the land of Shinar, the house of his El, and placed the articles in the storehouse of his El. Verse 3, the king ordered Asaphanaz, the eunuch, serving as his chief officer, to bring into his palace from the people of Israel some of the royal or noble descent. They were to be the boys without physical defect, handsome in appearance, versed in all kinds of wisdom, quick to learn, discerning, and having the capacity to serve in the king's palace. He's telling you all of the attributes that Daniel and these other individuals had in order to even be in the king's court of Nebuchadnezzar. It says, as he was to teach them the language and literature of the Kasdim, so they were bilingual. The king assigned them a daily portion of his own food and the wine he drank, and they were to be cared for in this way for 3 years. At the end of this time, they were to become the king's attendants. So we can all understand what's getting ready to go on here. It says again, the king assigned them a daily portion of his own food and wine that he drank, and they were to be cared for in this way for 3 years. Verse 6, among these were the people of Yehuda, were Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
Not Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego?
Not Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Oh,
These are Yehuadines from the tribe of Yehuda, 4 Hebrew men. It says the chief officer gave them names. To Daniel, he gave the name Belshazzar. To Hananiah, he gave Shadrach. To Mishael, Meshach. And to Azariah, Abednego. But in 8, it says, but Daniel resolved that he would not defile himself with the king's food or the wine he drank. So he asked the chief officer to be excused from defiling himself. 9, Eye Asher Eye caused the chief officer to be kind and sympathetic towards Daniel. However, the chief officer said to Daniel, I'm afraid of my lord the king. After all, he has given you an allowance of food and drink. So if you were to see you boys looking worse than the others your age, you would be putting my own head in danger from the king. Then Daniel said to the guard, whom the chief officer had put in charge of Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, please try an experiment. Try an experiment on your own servants for 10 days. Have them give us only vegetables to eat and water to drink. Then see how we look and compare us to how the boys who eat the king's food look, and deal with your servants accordingly to what you see. 14, he agreed to do what he had asked and gave them a 10-day test. At the end of 10 days, they looked better and more robust than all the boys who were eating the king's food. So the guard took away their food and wine they were supposed to drink and gave them vegetables.
Ah. Said I wasn't going to do it.
Come on.
I said I wasn't going to do it.
But you're there. Come on.
There are not a lot of vegetables that I even like. Said I wasn't going to do it.
Said he wasn't going to do it.
But if we look at Daniel and we look at what the Most High has given us, and the proof is in the pudding. There have been case studies documented where individuals who have had the 10 killing diseases, where they have changed their diet to vegetables and seed-bearing plants, where those diseases have been reversed. What I'm telling you is that I, at being an octogenarian at this age, realize the importance of life and and saving myself from dying from a disease that can be reversed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I remember when I had lung cancer and went in to see my surgeon. They brought me out a pair of books to read. One of the books was a diet for people who have cancer.
Really? Okay.
Guess what's missing in the book?
Do tell.
Meat.
Meat was not in that book at all. Wow.
Not a healing property. Leafy green vegetables. Now, I'm listening to this doctor as he's explaining how eating a diet that has been prescribed by the Most High can heal high blood pressure, hypertension, cancer. I can't remember them all. Name one.
Cholesterol.
Cholesterol. Remove cholesterol. Plaque that centers around your arteries and can also produce stroke and strokes and
Heart attack.
and heart attacks.
Joint pain.
Arthritis.
All those.
All of the things that can take your life can be reversed, and your life can be extended by eating a plant-based diet. Now, I asked you this. I said, well, I heard you're vegan. You said, no, I eat like a Hebrew.
I eat like a Hebrew.
Explain that. What do you mean you eat like a Hebrew? How do Hebrews eat?
I eat like a Hebrew because the Most High has given me a range of things that I can eat, and I can choose to eat what's in that range. And this is where we got to be very careful, because we're very adamant on one end of the spectrum of that range, because we also have to take in the dietary laws that have also been prescribed in Vayikra that says that we are to examine our food. If you do decide, which in the advent of Pesach, where we have to eat meat as a remembrance of what happened in Mitzrayim. Some of the things that the Kohanim, when they go ahead and they slaughter those animals, they are allowed to eat that meat.
Yes.
Those are mitzvot that are in there. The Most High gives us a range of things that we can do. So you don't look at it like you're being locked into. Now, let me just say this. The most optimal way to run that machine is seed-bearing plants and seed-bearing trees. But you can eat meat. And if you do decide to eat meat, these are the things that the Most High wants you to stick to if you're going to do it. But in moderation for the body, me personally, don't recommend that meat be your main source of
There you go.
Of food that you eat all the time. There's a spectrum. That's why I'm saying, oh, are you a pescatarian? No. Are you a vegetarian? No. Am I a vegan? No. I'm a Hebrew, and I eat like a Hebrew. But I decide to stay in the spectrum of seed-bearing plants and seed-bearing trees. I don't demonize someone who says, I eat lamb or I eat beef, because it's permissible.
Right.
But I would say to that person, be careful on that end of that spectrum, because that is not beneficial to the body.
Yeah. Now,
even though it's allowed.
Now let's also examine something that is very true, and I realize that what I'm getting ready to say is also very expensive.
Yeah.
Just because you go to your local grocer and you pick up some seed-bearing plants and some vegetables doesn't mean that those items are healthy for you.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And the reason I say that
Yeah, where you getting ready to go? Come on.
is because our world has violated another mitzvot that the Most High has given us. You are to plant 6 years, and in the 7th year,
Yeah.
you are supposed to allow the land to rest.
Yeah, and the sabbatical year.
The sabbatical year. In the 8th
Or
year,
the Yovel year, yeah.
the sabbatical year. In the 8th year, you can plant, but you can't harvest until the 9th year. In the 9th year, you can harvest, which means that the ground itself has had its Sabbath where it can replenish itself.
Right.
The ground that our food comes out of is injected with chemicals to rapidly produce food, so the food is generically grown.
Sure.
So we're eating generically grown food that violates the premise in Leviticus that says you're not to add to, well, you're not supposed to mix or whatever. But if the ground is contaminated, then what you're eating is contaminated. What you're putting in your body is contaminated, and it will also produce sickness in your body. So just because you go to Rayleigh's Bel Air or whatever,
Sprouts and
whatever,
Nugget or whatever.
Ralph's or whatever the local grocery store is to buy seed-bearing plants and vegetables, you have to know how they are grown. And just because they got a sign up there that says organic, it may not be necessarily so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm learning this.
Yeah.
I'm in my 80s and I'm just now learning this.
Yeah. The best.
Do I like a good ribeye steak? Yes. Do I like a good filet mignon? Yes.
Sure.
However, now I have to contemplate its origin. I got to contemplate the fact that when the Most High gave us the right to eat these things, the land was pure.
Sure.
The animal source was pure.
Sure.
The growing mechanism was pure. I saw a documentary on YouTube called You Are What You Eat.
Yeah.
Man, I don't want to eat chicken no more. And us black folks, we love our chicken, but man, I'm telling you, when I looked at that documentary and I saw how they were raising chickens that were coming to the market, I'm going, oh, heck no.
Yeah, they put all that stuff in your community.
It's not only all the stuff, but you don't even know if you're eating a chicken that's been almost sick. You don't know if you're eating beef that's been almost sick.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
And then I'm looking at myself and I'm going, man, you mean to tell me that this stuff is, it's like cyanide. You can die quick or you can die slow.
Yeah.
Depends on how much of it you eat.
That's right.
And listen, you all, I'm on this kick because I realize that we spend a lot of time preaching salvation in other areas and not dealing with the salvation and the saving of the human body. To keep the human body in good repair, saving you from strokes and heart attacks, and saving you from cancer and pancreatic cancers, and all of these things that are systemic to the major reasons why people die, and to say to you that it's preventable.
Yes, absolutely.
It's preventable. It's proven, scientifically proven, and it's proven that eating the way the Father wants to eat can save your life.
Yeah. And see, this is the things that really grieve me, is because these things have been in front of us
all the time.
The whole entire time.
And we've skipped right by it.
Yeah. And that's, man, when you think about that as well, because that's, when you get across the street, there's no teaching on that at all, because they're basically, I remember I told you that one time up there on the hill, up there at, I'm going to just say it, at the Bayside. They had a pastor that came in there and ended up saying, and got in front of everybody and said, I am not going to allow some ancient God to tell me what I can and cannot eat. I said, now I got to get out of here, because what you just said was so arrogant. Just because you feel as though you can do whatever you want to do because you've given license to say, hey, listen, as long as I pray over whatever I'm doing, I'm okay. And there's no importance putting it back on the body, because you have to get back to these mitzvot in order to be in line with being healthy. We're to be the leaders for the rest of the nations. And how can we be leaders to the rest of the nations if you're sick?
Right. Right. And now let me say something. I'm going to say this. How can the creator of all things heal you when you go against the thing that he's given you to heal you? I'm giving you the source, a substance of your healing, but you won't accept that. Instead, you want to pray to Jesus that he will heal you.
Right.
And now you're wondering why you're not being delivered. You can't be delivered when you violate the principles that the Most High has given us to live by so that he can heal you.
Right. Especially over there.
We're sick because of what we eat.
That's right.
He's given us the substance of what we need to do to heal our body. It ain't prayer. It's food.
Hey.
I'm just saying.
Hey.
It's food, y'all. And then when you get sick, you want somebody to pray for you that you get well, but you won't do what the Most High has given you to say. I've given you seed-bearing plants and vegetables to eat to heal your body. And you won't eat it.
You won't do it.
But you'd rather have somebody to lay hands on you and the sick will recover. Well, I got to ask you a question. You didn't recover.
No, you didn't.
You died.
Oh, my gosh. Especially, as an add to that, especially when your diet is also, from a spiritual standpoint, got you drinking blood and eating flesh at the same time, too. Not only are you internally, spiritually being poisoned, because the Most High don't honor that neither, you over here making up other stuff, talking about the physical body as well can do these other types of things and eat. I mean, the Most High has designed this body to adapt to a lot of things, but it wasn't, listen, you're not operating that thing at its optimal level.
Do you know that a woman with breast cancer can be healed if she just goes and changes to a right diet? Mm-hmm. Did you not know that medically, by the time they discover that you have breast cancer, it's been in your body too long already? Did you not know that by the time the doctors discover cancer in your body at any place, particularly pancreatic cancer, it's been in your body too long already? And you didn't have to have it if you would have eaten the way the Most High has given us to eat. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to repent. I did not know that. I did not know that.
Wow.
And the eyes of your understanding being open. Not just that is scripture. But to a way of life. The Most High has given us more, a way of life, and it includes the dietary laws.
Yeah.
Not just meat,
Right.
seed-bearing plants and vegetables, man.
Yeah. So it's
I didn't know how important it was. I really didn't. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful thing when you look at the whole entire construct of the way the Most High has designed these seed-bearing plants and trees. Consider this. You put that seed in the ground. It grows into a plant. What do those plants do? When you look at a plant, you're looking at the Most High's natural filtration device. It's like a filter. It's taking nutrients that are in the ground, the water that's in the ground, filtering it through that tree, bringing it up through that tree, and dumping it into a product that has been cooked by the sun for you to eat. The Most High has, from its inception from the root to the fruit, has given you everything that you need in order for you to be successful. That plant is a filtration device that filters minerals, nutrients from the ground upon which you were made, and dumps it into a product that you will be able to eat. And in some instances, it has its natural, like coconut water, has its own natural, all the types of things that you need in there for. It's better than water. Actually, it has a lot of electrolytes. All the things that you need to have in coconut water is there. And why? Because it's the closest thing to the sun. It's being cooked. So when you go ahead and you take your seed-bearing plants, and you drop them into now be careful with that is too. Now, since we're talking about all this stuff, when you drop them in there, you can go ahead and saute them, but don't cook the nutrients out of the fruit and vegetables that you're preparing. The Most High has already done that for you. If you want to prepare them, salt them a certain way, or do however you want to season them, that's fine. But don't overcook your food when you're doing it. I know we like to prepare things a certain way, but I'm just saying, if you want to get back to really where it is,
now
watch that as well.
Now, I got to tell you something. What I'm talking about, it's not easy if you've always done something one way.
Oh, yeah.
Because your palate has to adjust to something that's different. When we come to salvation, our way of life has to adjust to a different way of life. Mm-hmm. Just like when we come to Yahweh or whatever, if you're coming to God, mm-hmm. and you want to walk in his ways and you want to have a relationship with him, you have to adjust your old style of life to this way of living. Mm-hmm. Likewise, it is with your palate of food. I got to tell you all something, okay? This moray is in a state of adjustment because I really could not sense how plant-based food could taste like anything. But I'm learning. It's strange how many plant-based items there are out there that taste like the meat we eat.
Sure.
I didn't know that.
Sure.
You know, but I'm learning.
Yeah.
You know why I'm learning? Mm-hmm. Because I'd rather live and be productive for the Most High mm-hmm. than to be sick and have you all coming over there praying for me.
Right.
That I'm not going to get well because I have violated the principles of my own healing.
Yeah. Agreed. That's beautiful.
I mean, really, y'all. I've been thinking about this. I was thinking about this. I says, you know, we spend all this time preaching salvation to people and coming to God or Yahweh. Mm-hmm. We have not said anything about how you heal your body. And your body can be healed. Listen, as we go out of this podcast this evening, I'm going to give you a book. I'm going to tell you a book to get and read. If you don't want to read it, go online, and if you have an iPhone, you can go to the book section of your iPhone, and you can download the audio book of this book. You need to listen to this book. It's by Michael Greger. It's called How Not to Die.
Yeah.
That book has been enlightening. It has enlightened my mind. It has given me the reasons why I need to do what I'm doing. And the things that he's talking about in this book are scriptural because he's talking about what's written in Bereshit, Genesis 1, verse 29. I've given you seed-bearing plants as food.
It's there. Everything's in the beginning.
And seed-bearing plants will heal any disease that you have.
Mm-hmm.
It will reverse high blood pressure. It will reverse cholesterol.
Mm-hmm.
That's capable of strokes and heart attacks. It will reverse that.
Brain function.
It will prevent you from having dementia.
Yep. Decalcify your pineal gland if you wanted to.
It will. Y'all listen to Moray. If you want to heal your body, we've got to do it the way the Most High has given us to heal our bodies. We don't have to take medication. Medication only masks the problem. It doesn't heal the problem.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High will heal the problem.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to seeing the day when I can go and get my lab reports, and my lab reports come up 0. And she asked me,
"What have you been doing?"
What have you been doing?
Yeah.
And I can testify and say, I have been walking in the principles of Yahweh, the Elohim that I serve. I finally realized that he gave me the elements that will not only save my soul, but will also heal my body.
Yes. Perfect.
This is Moray Robert B. Holman Jr.
And Moray Sean Appleton.
And this has been
Hebrews in Exile. Shalom.